So I was browsing the web last night and I discovered this article that says Chinese online retailers will proudly sell the Apple Watch, right next to many, many copycats. Knowing that China's pretty much a photocopier of everything, I just, I couldn't help but laugh at the title. I'm going to have Alex read this to us, and I'm going to put in my thoughts at the end. For those of you that are not used to electronic speech, he might be reading a little bit fast. For those of you on my channel who are used to speech, this speed might even be a little bit slow. But for those of you who are fully sighted, just follow along with the blue highlighted word. That's what Alex is reading, and you should be able to follow along just fine. There is going to be an image of one of the sales pitches, so I will pause in the reading to take a closer look at that, and then we'll continue from there. And here we go.
China's online retailers will proudly sell the Apple Watch, right next to many, many fakes. Ahead of the April 24th rollout of the Apple Watch in China, major online retailers like Alibaba's Mall and JD.com are trumpeting their involvement in selling the highly coveted gadget. The Apple Watch roll.
And real quick, Alibaba's Mall, that's actually T-Mall, capital T-M-A-L-L. Alex must think that the T is silent for some reason.
The Apple Watch rollout represents another milestone for Mall, Alibaba said on its Alizil blog, in its effort to provide Western brands with a direct sales path to free-spending Chinese consumers. JD.com, on the other hand, boasted of its 3-hour delivery service for those who want their Apple products even faster than standard same-day delivery. But with the Apple Watch still weeks away from its April 24th launch, industrious copycat tech companies are already using Wall and JD.com to sell their almost like the real thing knockoffs. The cheapest Apple Watch retails for $349, while the knockoffs start at around $50. Apple Watch sales in China are key to the product's overall success. While these fakes are so cheap that they are unlikely to fool anyone looking for the real thing, they could still impact local sales. Copycat manufacturers seem to have zeroed in on the relatively inexpensive Apple Watch Sport Edition, perhaps figuring that anyone interested in a $17,000 gold Apple Watch Edition isn't going to be satisfied with the fake. On Tmall, Alibaba's business-to-consumer site, looking for Apple Watch will get you an AIG 20 for $46.
I'm going to pause here and I'm going to go ahead and activate magnification so we can take a closer look at this. Obviously, everything's in Chinese. I think the fake Apple Watch is here on the far right, next to these other two here, which look to be copies of the Samsung Gear series.
The advertisement appears to be doubly duplicitous. The AIZ20 is actually a recently released French-designed smartwatch that doesn't look much like the Apple Watch. On rival JD.com, there's a robust assortment of local eye products, starting at about $15, including this sleek Taiwan Master.
That's supposed to be robust assortment of look-alike products.
On rival JD.com, there's a robust assortment of local eye products, starting at about $15, including this sleek Taiwan Master D watch that costs $46 and boasts that it is more powerful than the Apple Watch. DFU, a Shenzhen manufacturer, has...
So let's take a look at this other image here. So that's the Apple Watch copycat. Yeah. Don't ask me to read this to you. I can't read Chinese.
DFU, a Shenzhen manufacturer, has this sleek-looking, smart bracelet, which you can buy wholesale for about $48. It comes in the full range of Apple sports watch colors, claims to have a 168-hour battery life, and works in 7 languages. The southern Chinese Shenzhen is the world's biggest center for generic electronics, both for legitimate sale and for counterfeits.
So these are definitely rip-offs, like the article was saying, of the Apple Watch Sport. Although what's interesting here is, rather than the look of the aluminum, or the aluminium, the look of these fakes looks to be more like the standard steel Apple Watch.
These guys are specialists, Laurent Le Pen, CEO of Shenzhen smartwatch maker Omid, told CNN. The speed at which they can bring copies on the market is amazing. Alibaba, which is facing a government investigation into counterfeit goods sold on its sites, seems to be pulling down products advertised as Apple Watches fairly rapidly. The AIZ20 watch was available Wednesday morning in Hong Kong, but had disappeared by the afternoon. In an email statement, an Alibaba spokesman said, Alibaba Group is dedicated to the fight against counterfeits. We work closely with our government partners, brands, and industry associations to tackle this issue at its source. We also utilize technology like data mining and big data to scrub our platforms of counterfeits. End of document.
So, there we go. This whole business, if you ask me, is, to be honest, not at all surprising. It's disappointing, but it's not at all surprising. Anything, um, anything any tech company coughs up, the Chinese are more than likely going to end up copying. But it's rather funny, I think, that they're going to sell the real life Apple Watch next to the fakes. The only way, at least in my instance, as somebody who has some vision loss, the only way I'd be able to tell the one from the other is to turn it on and take a look at the software. Because if we take a look here at this, you can see the software definitely doesn't look like the real thing. I mean, the other thing is, I've seen this cheap Chinese smartwatches on Amazon, believe it or not. And they get the worst ratings, mostly because you get what you pay for in this instance. $300-esque smartwatch for $30 is what a lot of these are pushing themselves to be. This is not the Apple Watch fake I'm speaking of. I'm talking about stuff in general that you see on Amazon or eBay from these third-party sellers that I don't know who they are. I've never heard of them. And of course they're going to try to do the same thing with the Apple Watch. It's just funny. I think it's hilarious that they're going to actually sell the real one next to the fakes. I just think that is just, wow. I mean, who are they trying to rope in? Perhaps what they're hoping is that for the Apple Watch Sport in particular, like the article suggested they are going after, perhaps they'll end up being told, oh, this is Apple Watch Sport, but this is $50 and this is $300. But it's still Apple Watch Sport. And then when you get home, you're going to realize, wow. I am at a loss for words. I'd like to hear your thoughts. Wow. Thank you for watching. Comments are welcome and have a nice day.